everyone, and welcome back to 360 Sports. We have a very special episode for you guys today because we're going to be talking all things Formula One for the very first time. I'm your host, Marina, and I'm here with Steven, Tristan, and Riley. Guys, how are we feeling?
Fantastic.
Great.
Excited.
Happy to be here.
All right, let's get straight into headlines. First and foremost, Lewis Hamilton announced he was leaving Mercedes about 2 weeks ago, but there's been a lot of speculation as to who will be filling that second seat. Supposedly, Plan A will be Kimi Antonelli, and Plan B would be Fernando Alonso. Guys, agree, disagree? Who do you think it's going to be? Or do you think it'd be someone else?
Either the old vet or the rookie. Well, soon to be rookie, I guess you say. I mean, it's hard to believe Fernando Alonso is like even in the question in terms of like, is he able to fulfill the role if he was to take that seat? Yeah. But also, I fully believe in his commitment to Aston Martin. I can't see him in another team right now. I think that like emerald green is the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense.
The thing I'll say is, though, I don't know if y'all saw this, Kimi Antonelli is apparently the best Formula 4 driver, or Formula 2 driver since Max Verstappen.
That's what I was going to say, is I think that it'd be very like obvious for them to go with Kimi Antonelli, assuming he gets the super license points, because they are looking for that new Max Verstappen, right?
Yeah.
Like
you're not going to get that from Fernando.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso's two-time champion.
Everybody's looking for the young talent.
He's on his way out.
Yeah.
And I think the only way that they would go with him is if they're going to go like 1 year. They're taking him to, and then the new regulations, I feel like they should want someone else, right?
As good as he is, he's a bridge driver. I mean, you know what though? I mean, I could say that he's like 24 at heart, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just the way he drives and the way he carries himself. But yeah, I mean, in this situation, I would go Kimi just because he said.
He also said he was like, he made a good point. He's like, I'm the only world champion left on the market. So I feel like he could really he could take anyone, right? Like,
I don't know. He's been in Formula One longer than I have been alive, which is crazy to say. So I don't know when he's going to step back and say, all right, this is my time to retire, go out my way. Or is he going to keep searching for new teams and just kind of fizzle out slowly?
Yeah. He still got it.
So,
I mean, look at last season,
but
right? He's a podium king.
Do you think he's going to be able to win another championship?
I don't know, especially with the new car.
I really don't think so.
The new car coming at
least. That's the thing.
It's really going to depend on Aston Martin.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it with Kevin Harvick with the new cars. He just couldn't adapt. So we'll see with Fernando Alonso with the new car coming in a few years.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he deserves another spot. I don't know if that's Mercedes, though, just because I think that's too high stakes of a position for him.
I agree. Yeah. All right, let's move on. The Christian Horner saga continues. As we know, last week, a former employee of Red Bull alleged inappropriate behavior, and there is a current Red Bull investigation going on. However, he was at the car launch today, and I will say, he was talking a lot for someone who has an investigation going against him. Yeah. What do you guys think about the whole investigation, and also thoughts on him being there? Do you think that's a sign that they're not going to take this seriously, or maybe there was nothing there and it's kind of an investigation over? What do you think, Tristan?
I mean, I'm not surprised that he wasn't or was there, if that makes sense. I think even we talked about this in private. We were like, it would only make sense that he showed up because it would look so much more sketchy if he didn't show up.
Yeah.
Obviously, though, from if you're thinking from a PR point of view, it's like, maybe it's not the greatest look if it turns out to be something really serious. So I'm not. It's like I'm not best of both worlds, but it's like you can't see one side of it without seeing the other. If that makes sense.
I would say I was watching the car launch there a little bit. I just felt so awkward seeing him there, just because I knew that there's an ongoing investigation.
And he was looking cheery.
Well, I even saw that he said, this is a distraction for the team, and he believes that, he of course denies the allegations. So he's just like, this is a distraction for the team. This really shouldn't be going on.
Yeah.
Did anyone else think that it was very PR-y? Like the whole thing, like everybody else did 1.5 minute videos, and we'll talk about that a little later. And they did little stuff. Like it was maybe 30 minutes. It was a big thing. I felt like they really wanted to push out the PR of we are this team. They really focused a lot on it being RB1 to RB20. Like it's been 20 years, and we're doing all this great stuff. Christian's been here since the beginning. Discussing Adrian Newey and all that stuff. I felt very PR-y to me. As much as I loved it, and I think I sent in our group chat, it literally gave me chills watching some of those montages. But
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean the thing is, to your point, I was watching it. It was like a good 20 minutes before they actually started to unveil the car.
It was 20 or 25 minutes.
I don't know. I mean, returning world champions, currently the top dog on the grid.
That's a little much.
I'm not surprised they made it a big theatric, but
it was pretty sick though. I will say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to I think probably one of Riley's favorite topics.
Oh boy.
Charles Leclerc announced this morning that he would be releasing 4 new songs tonight at midnight. He already has a couple songs that he released last year. I know you were a big fan. What are your thoughts?
Love Charles Leclerc. I think anything he touches turns to diamond.
I mean, he looks like he's cooking in the studio. Like, that is a man who's cooking.
He is my Beethoven. I don't care. He is just the best artist I've ever heard ever. So
that's
where
I
think he deserves every Grammy, every award ever, just for being himself.
Get a Grammy for like instrumental music.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Like piano music, because that's what he doesn't sing. It's just piano music. Yeah. But I genuinely like it. I think it's like really nice, and I think also it could help his performance.
How many new songs are coming out? It's
four at midnight. All four tonight. And there's also putting out finals.
Really?
Which I've considered.
Ooh, wait. I haven't heard of that.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a Charles Leclerc and Michael Bublé collab album.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting for him to collab. I'm waiting for him to collab with Lewis Hamilton because Lewis also has songs.
Now that
Doesn't he do like rap?
Wow.
Lewis was in like a Rihanna song. Christina Aguilera? Question mark?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
There was, this is off topic, but Jay-Z had a music video in like 2008, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Danica Patrick were in it.
See,
that is
any NASCAR fans?
I'm waiting for that more like music thing because he's already into it. Why not like bring it further?
Yeah. True. I don't know, Charles. Which one's gonna be music or F1?
I mean,
maybe that could be their new theme song. Just re-theme Formula One into Charles Leclerc.
It's a musical.
All I can say is that this better not be the highlight of his year. That's all I'm saying.
I will Please don't jinx it. All right, let's get into our first segment, livery breakdowns. Now, we are going to go through all 10 of this year's liveries, and we're going to rate them 1 to 10. Well, out of 10.
Yep.
Let's get straight into the first one, the Haas, which was released on February 2nd.
Ooh, that's a beaut.
Steven, what do you think?
It's a view.
Yeah, you know, it's very, very nice. I like I'm a big black and white guy, so I love the way that looks with the red. Yep. Totally clean. Now, of course, I kind of have a bias just because I think of like the whole scandal with Rich Energy and all that stuff.
Oh my God!
I can't help but look at Haas and be like,
it should be black and gold. Is that what you're
well,
saying,
not even that. It's just like you have a tarnished reputation now.
Totally fair.
I can't look at you the same, but no, it's a great livery. I love the livery.
But look, they're sponsored by Chipotle. You see
that? So cool.
That's pretty
America.
cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a fan in a way, not biased. Again, I hate to bring NASCAR into this again. But on my shirt is a car that was made famous by black, white, and red.
Do it for
That's
Dale,
black,
baby.
white, and red.
Do it for Dale.
So, I mean, I am not too upset by it. Also, 27 is actually like one of my favorite numbers of all time.
Oh,
so I'm pretty happy with that. Because is this Magnussen or is it?
This is.
Oh, no,
I don't think it's Magnussen.
This is Kevin. This is Nico Hülkenberg.
This is Hülkenberg?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, but also like, this is going to be a common trend, I think. Underwhelming. I mean, it's, you know.
You know what? They were also announced, released this livery in, like I said, a 1.5-minute video.
Yeah.
The day after Lewis Hamilton announces he's going to Ferrari. Like, you can't match that. Like, all of the sites, everybody was talking about just purely Lewis Hamilton. And so then you go
That's unfortunate timing.
and you say that. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So it goes.
All right, let's go to the next one. Steak.
Ooh, we have some opinions.
Riley has an opinion on this one.
I hate this car. It looks like a highlighter.
Oh, my God.
It looks like a Minecraft car. If Minecraft sponsored a car,
Tristan,
this
we gotta
is the
set the
car.
right
It's a creeper. It's literally a creeper.
I mean, maybe they're going to be creeping up on some other cars, so maybe
You know what
that'll
this is
help,
giving? This is giving Rocket League vibes.
Is it?
I think so.
You're
played
right.
Rocket
League.
I
Yeah.
could see that.
Never
I could
played
see that.
Rocket League. Never gave it a shot.
But no,
I
I
don't
mean, I like this car, contrary to belief.
I think we
That's
forgot-
kinda- I think
we
this
forgot
side
to
of the
rate
table
the
is
last
thinking
one,
that,
but
yeah.
what do we give this out of 10? I say like 2.
I say like a
Oh, no.
Okay, so
I'll give that
6.
well, go ahead.
for creativity in terms of like, this is the brightest car on the track now. Well, I don't know, Ferrari's kind of tough to beat. But it's green. It's like literally like a Nerf dart almost, like
It's
a
acid
neon like
green.
Nerf dart.
At least you'll be able to see it.
Yeah,
Really
Exactly.
I think for creativity and for going outside the box, I'm gonna give it like a 7.
I was gonna say like a 7.5.
But it's
What did you
hard
say?
to make it.
I said like a
It's
6.
hard to make it
Okay,
look
let's do.
good.
We can do 6. 6. Come on,
Six.
it's a 6.
Six
Like,
is
it's
fine.
not
I
the
can
best, but
compromise
it's
to
not
a
the
6.
worst.
All right,
either.
Exactly,
let's
yeah.
go to Williams. I really like this car.
It's
What do you
decent.
think?
opposite.
It's decent.
You don't like it?
No, I think it is a downgrade from last year's livery.
I will agree with that.
Fair. Well, at least I kept the Duracell battery.
That is so
That
cool.
is
I
You
went-
so
know, that is
dope.
my favorite part of the car.
That is
I
my- yeah.
went to Coda, and everybody was wearing like these things. I think they got them from like one of the
Like a
Williams
cheese
events.
head?
Yeah.
They were wearing it on their head, like kind
Yeah.
of like a cheese head. Yeah, but they were
Yeah.
wearing the batteries, and I was like, this is so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Like they have to keep
You should have
this.
gotten one.
You know what the
Yeah.
funniest thing about this about me is?
Should've
How Komatsu is the name of the Haas team owner.
Yeah. I think
It's
I saw,
really?
Really?
Yeah.
I saw a
That's
comment
funny.
somewhere where they're like, wow,
Yeah.
thanks for putting our team
Exactly.
principal on your car.
Exactly.
That's
It's like,
really
yeah.
funny.
So,
Yeah.
All right, out of
again,
10?
I mean, out of 10, I want to say like one thing before I give it a
Okay.
ranking. I fully believe that F1 is in its emo era. Again, I've said this.
You're not wrong.
It's just too dark to me. I don't know. Like the difference between the two blues isn't enough. I mean, I love golf as a sponsor. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Out of 10, I'm gonna go with like the same number, like a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
7?
Wait,
You like this car, but like.
I was gonna say like a 4.
Oh, I thought you said you like this car.
Wow.
No, I said I did not like
Oh
this
yeah,
car.
that's right. We were talking about the Duracell. You like the Duracell.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd give it a little higher than
Give it a
that.
4, maybe like
Maybe
a
like a 5.
5.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally
Next up, we have the Alpine.
This one I hate even more.
Deep
I'm
sigh.
gonna be so real.
Oh, come on.
I have a bone to pick with
It's
this
okay.
one.
I like
Listen.
this car. It's just very
I know,
carbon fiber. Like,
I
it's
know
literally
there's
just carbon fiber.
there's carbon fiber fanboys. I know it. Like I know people like that look. It looks like, I don't know. You see it on like Honda Civics on the road. People think it looks
No.
cool. I disagree. I think this car only looks good from above, which I wish we had
fair.
an angle of it. It looks cool with like the cascading like.
Yeah.
I guess you can call them stripes,
Yeah,
sort
but you're
of.
like barely gonna see them from
You're
above.
barely
You're
gonna
mostly
see them
gonna
from
see it from
up
the
there,
front
yeah.
and the sides.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's also
No.
interesting they have different colored wheel covers there.
That's
I didn't
we did
notice
not.
that.
I don't know.
That's
I
fun.
think you said that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Well, the thing is too, I would say I don't mind the delivery too much, but to me, what bothers me is the thing that that's gonna make them better. I mean,
Yeah,
I would love to see the numbers like after or during the season. It's like, yeah,
That
paint
shows-
saving saved us
Yeah,
0.2
because a lot of
seconds
the
in
teams
qualifying.
now-
You need to have
It's
like,
like, no.
do less paint to be better.
Yeah.
You're not good to begin with.
yeah.
Also, they teased pink camo, and there is
They
no
did.
pink camo on this car.
100%.
That is
I feel
One-off,
teased, no
maybe it could be a
trading
one-off,
lied to.
you know, one-off livery.
Well, we do know them to do a lot of one-off
They
liveries.
better.
They do it a lot. They come
Yeah.
in and they
Yeah.
put like do the
No, I
pink. They
want
do the pink.
I
But
like
I
the
want
pink.
like a full pink.
Yeah,
and I
cool.
do understand that a lot of times, a lot of the teams are going more towards this carbon fiber because
Yeah.
of the weight, and you want to be as light as possible. But
Think of a year that they could have done this last year. The Barbie car.
oh my gosh,
sorry. Could've been
Barbie car.
Oh man,
In what world?
that's genius.
we need the real Pink Panther.
No, they
Pink
need
Panthers
Tristan to be
back.
their marketing guy. Okay,
So
that's what
I'm
they need.
assuming, I'm assuming you rate that less. But
Yeah.
let's go on to. I hate calling it V carb.
I hate that name.
FRB. Like, what is that name?
Especially when it looks like a Toro Rosso.
It looks
Yeah.
actually nice.
It's
Like I
true.
like this,
It's
and this
true.
reminds me of I think it was the 2018 Toro Rosso
Yep.
car.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a nice
But,
looking
like-
It's
car.
nice.
No,
Yeah.
it reminds me of my favorite Red Bull flavor, which
Blueberry?
is blueberry.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Which
too.
I do like, but
Okay.
this car, it's just like so. I look at that and I think, wow, and that's it. End of sentence.
So we're rating this one high then, like
No,
8,
I
9.
think
not
that's
not a good
I was
wow.
gonna
I'll give it an
Oh,
8.
wow.
That
I'll
was
give
a
it an 8
sarcastic
for
wow.
sure.
I give it an 8.
Oh, okay, I'll
I
give
think
it
it's
an
colorful. I think it's a good color combo.
It's
Wait,
reminiscent of the past.
Is this
I like
better
it.
than the AlphaTauri from last year?
8. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
so.
say so.
That's good.
Yes.
I think Jeremy disagrees. All right, Aston Martin. This is a
Ooh.
downgrade from last year.
It is
this
a downgrade.
exactly the same car. We should
Again-
play spot the differences.
I'm
And
looking right here.
if you see like in a different picture, they just did not paint the lower half of the car.
That's what I
which
don't
it
like
looks
either.
like they just
Yeah.
forgot to paint it,
Exactly.
and I really dislike
Yeah.
that.
And I don't like the neon green pinstriping there either. It doesn't
Doesn't
complement
fit
it well.
now. I mean, it
No.
kind of fits with like the spoiler, the wing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I agree on all fronts. I think it's just a copy paste.
I really
Yeah.
do like the
You know.
Aramco at the top.
That is cool.
light color.
It's
but I
cool.
wish they would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
incorporate that with the rest of the car because it just kind of looks like off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give it a
Yeah.
6.
6?
6.
Yeah, I'll go
I would say
6.
6.
All right, I know what we're giving this car.
Wow.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I saw
Is
this
it hot
car
in here?
and I was
It's a nice looking
floored
car.
when I saw this.
I
I'd take a whole
love-
morning to recover.
I love the yellow and the white. I love it. But I hate it on the numbers. I don't know
Boom,
why
you
they
got it.
outline
Yeah,
the
yeah,
numbers
yeah.
with
On
the
the
yellow.
numbers.
It
I
just
agree.
looks weird.
Yeah.
I said it just should have a black background on the numbers.
Yeah.
Like meaning
I
like
agree.
instead of
So
the yellow,
pops
just
more.
make it
Yeah.
black so the
Well,
numbers pop.
what they did last year was that Carlos Sainz's car was the 55 in white,
Yeah.
and then Charles Leclerc was 16 in black.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
really like that because that also helps us distinguish which car is which.
Exactly,
I don't
yeah.
think they did that this year.
No.
You know, this
So-
car is fresh out of the McDonald's kitchen, baby. I
Oh,
mean,
you can't
come
say
on.
that. That ruins the car.
You know what?
You're
I'm
breaking
McLovin'
Jason's
it,
heart.
so.
You're breaking
Hey.
Riley's
She's
heart.
A little win. If I could have winked, that would have been a perfect opportunity. But
I mean-
anyways, I love it.
It's not bad.
I'm
It's
giving it a
9 out of
9.
10.
9. Yeah.
I think.
Are
if
we
you-
okay? We're good for 9.
Yeah, I'm good with a 9.
I'll give it
Yeah,
9 for
9.
jokes.
For jokes.
For
jokes.
Yeah, for
All
jokes.
right.
No, that's
I
a
love
hot
this car.
car.
Beautiful car.
That's a hot
beautiful
take.
car.
Beautiful
I don't
car.
know.
Oh,
You don't like
baby.
I think it's decent. It's okay, but I look at that and I'm not thinking, wow, that's a really cool car. I'm
Are
thinking,
you
oh,
a papaya orange hater?
no.
Wow.
I'm not a.
Wow.
I'm not a.
We
That's
can't
a
go
hot
there,
take.
Tristan. We can't go there. This
you know
is,
what I love?
wouldn't
That they
say
got
that
rid of the blue.
the blue?
You
They
like
remember
that
the
they got
blue
rid of
from
the blue?
last year? It was horrible.
Yeah.
I like the blue. I thought it made it pop a little bit more.
It's interesting though, because in IndyCar they do slightly different colors for each
Yeah.
driver. So
Yeah.
like they did have a blue car.
Yeah.
This is like a pedal award type car.
I think it's nice.
I love it.
Subtle detail in the Google Chrome.
Yeah,
on the
I love
wheels
that
as well.
too. It's so.
I also love how they launched it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh.
It was fun.
It was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
hey, by the way, we're not waiting for car launches. We're just gonna clear our entire social media page. We're gonna go blank.
Yeah.
It's all blank, and then we're gonna launch whatever it takes in our car livery just out
Whatever
of
it
nowhere.
takes,
I
baby.
love
was
it.
like,
I love the
hello?
dramatics.
Yeah.
It
It's
adds
very
a little
dramatic.
flair.
The only thing I don't like, the numbers. I don't like the silver on that. And
It
It's
makes
so
it
strange.
silver.
See.
the
does make it
contrast
hard to
does.
see.
And I don't like. This is very very picky. The DeWalt in yellow like that. I think
What's
it just throws it
wow.
off.
I didn't even notice
I didn't
the
notice
wall.
I
either.
agree.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'm giving it an
8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Mercedes. Hot take. I like this car.
Yeah, I like this
Meh.
car actually.
Yeah.
I saw this and I thought, wow, this is a
I
really
like that
cool
they
car.
incorporated the silver arrows and the black
Okay,
arrows.
so I was going to get to that. Steven, it seems like you have a...
Well, that's exactly why. I don't like the fact that it goes from black to silver like that.
I kinda like
I don't
it.
like it
do.
like that.
It's like a little, it's different.
I get
Yeah.
it. I get
Hot
it.
take, red shouldn't be on any other car except for the
I
Ferrari.
agree.
So I don't
That's
understand
fair.
And
the
so
red.
you like the Haas?
And the Red Bull.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
true. And
yeah.
the Haas is very subtle, but like
Yeah.
that's where I think the line is like perfectly towed. Is it's
That's
like an
fine.
accent piece on the
Yeah.
Haas car.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. I think this would look like the slickest car if it was just silver with that blue line in the black, and
Yeah.
then just make it
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I really
air
like the
filter
blue.
silver as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, just like you said, now it's a mix of like the black era plus the silver
Yeah.
arrows.
I think it
which is
kind of
really
makes
cool.
sense given that this is like the last year for Lewis at Mercedes, just because it's kind of like
Yeah,
mixing
yeah,
the
yeah.
two kind of cars that he drove.
True,
He drove
true.
the silver and he drove the black, and now it's kind of like a mixture. I like
you
it.
go.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
it.
it
What do we give
is-
it as a rating?
I would give it
say
a 5 if it were me.
5.
Yeah.
I said 8.
5.
I said like 7.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
I'll go with a
7.
7.
7?
Sure.
All right. Last
We'll average
up,
that out.
Red Bull released launched their car today.
Wow.
Would you like to play spot? This is last. I
that's
was looking at comparison photos that posted,
There was
and I
none.
can't find
The
any.
Yeah,
only
no.
thing
There
I
was none.
noticed was like the side pods, like it's like, but obviously the car is gonna look different.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
does
design-wise.
it look different? No.
The car is physically different. Yeah.
That is true. I mean,
it's pretty cool.
I like how it does have a Visa and Zoom sponsor
Yeah. That
on
is
the
cool.
nose. So
That's
it's like
cool.
Visa's getting involved totally in Red Bull, which is
Yeah.
like, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I'm
Yeah.
biased. I give this car a 10 out of 10.
Well, okay.
I mean, when it's up front winning every race, I don't
Yeah.
blame you. But
Man,
like,
that
Yeah.
car looks good clean, I'll tell you what.
yeah.
I think the number 1 looks great.
Well, what about Checo's
Anyways,
number?
let's move on to blind rankings. Now we're going to see 5 F1 car liveries. Can be from any era of F1, and then we're
Nice.
going to need to rank them 1 to 5
1 to
blindly.
5. Okay.
Like how good they are, you mean?
Like where would you
fun
put
they
them
are.
from 1 to
Okay.
5?
Yeah.
All right.
Like your personal, right?
Yeah.
All right.
2000 Ferrari.
Okay, all right.
I think this is number 1.
Coming out
Just
strong.
Right out the bat, number 1.
Number 1.
got
Well,
mine.
This
I
is
would say-
such
I
a
would say
like
1 or 2.
iconic
I would
car.
say
1 or
1 or
2.
2.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna give it. I can't be confident saying 1 right away.
Yeah, I
hey,
wouldn't
do
say
you want
1
to give up
either.
the 1 spot like immediately?
Yeah, 1 is
True.
tough.
But
I would like to
won't
say
go,
2.
I won't go below 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go
I'll-
2.
No,
Yeah,
3 is
2.
way too low in
That's
my
what I'm
opinion.
saying.
I'm gonna say 2.
All right, 2.
We're gonna go
Next
2.
up, the 2023 Monaco
Ooh, that's
McLaren.
sexy.
Nice car.
That is
very nice
sexy.
car. I think I actually made a video on this car.
I'm sorry. Nice car? Question mark?
Nice car.
This car is horrible.
I
this car.
dig it.
I really
Listen,
dislike
I think
this.
it's
I'm glad you
oh
mentioned
my
it. You guys were like, wow, I
God.
love it.
That
That
is
is like
beautiful.
Listen, do I think
no.
it's number 1 material?
No.
No, but like I'm not gonna put this at number 5. There's like
No.
no way.
I'd say this is solid like 4.
I can go with 4. I mean, I go 4 or 3.
4?
I'm confident with a 4 because I feel like there's gonna be another like
That's what I
middle
feel too.
pack
Really
car
good
that's
one.
like
Keep
nice.
the Jack Daniels.
I do see the Jack Daniels
Yeah.
on there. I don't know
All
if we will
right,
get demonetized.
next up, the 2023 Austin Red Bull livery.
5.
Yeah, 5.
It looks out of place.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
fit
It
the car.
doesn't fit.
I mean, they tried. They gave it a shot. I mean, USA is what it is.
I
but
really like how they came to this livery because they do like those contests where anybody can submit a design. And then once they submit that design, they picked one. And then
Yeah.
that person, whoever wins, gets to come see their car in
Yeah,
person.
true.
Which I think is really cool. But yeah, I can agree with that. As much as I'm a Red Bull fan, I get
Yeah, I
that.
put that.
Yep.
5.
All right, next we have 1986
Oh,
Lotus.
Tristan.
So
This is Tristan's favorite
this is number
car.
1. Listen, I just
That's-
think one of the
oh.
coolest combos. It's a triple combo here, right? You got Ayrton Senna driving the car. Second of all, you have the black and gold. Third of all, I mean, John Player Special.
That's
great
beautiful.
brand. So, yeah, it's my number 1. I don't know how you guys
One?
feel about it.
I'm
Wait,
good
what
with
do we
putting
have?
that
We
at
have what,
Yeah.
1 and
We have-
3?
I'll
Yeah,
put it at
1 and 3 left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't put this at 3, guys.
No, I wouldn't do that either. That'd be a disservice.
Cool with one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm scared now. I'm scared if it's, there's one other like livery in my head that could beat this.
If it's like Martini or something.
No, if it's like the 90s McLaren, the Marlboro McLaren.
Wow, yeah.
1 or 3?
That was one.
Oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
In what world? Oh, my God, okay.
We
It's
just zoomed
the
through this.
Marlboro.
It was the
McLaren.
Marlboro number one.
It is the last one. There we
Number
go.
3, there it is.
That Ayrton
Wow.
And
Senna.
Ayrton Senna again. I mean, I don't know. I
So
think
this is
that,
our 3. So we had Lotus at 1.
Yeah.
What was the 2 was
Ferrari.
the Ferrari.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 was the McLaren. 4 was the other McLaren from 2023, and 5 was the Red Bull.
Yeah. It's just, that's the look of this car is what makes it.
It's so
I think
spectacular.
it's the
I
most
love this
It's
beautiful
also
F1
from an
body.
era that like we never lived through, and it's like.
But we wish we could.
We wish we could.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
one era that every
Yeah.
F1 man wants to go back to is this one.
It's like
had
everybody wants to go like live in the, like the NFL in the 90s. So it's like it's the same vibe.
Yeah,
so.
you got Senna,
Yeah.
Prost,
Yeah.
Schumacher. I mean,
Yeah.
Burr.
all right. Let's move on to silly season. Now, as we know, 14
boy.
out of the 20 drivers have contracts that are set to expire in 2024. So we are going to have our own little silly season, as we call it, in Formula One. However, there are a couple of rules. Rule number 1 is you can only pick from those 14 drivers that's contract will expire. So unfortunately, I cannot have Max Verstappen. You also can pick from F2 drivers like Ollie Behrman or Filipe Drukovic who have won F2 or could come into F1.
Right.
And the last rule is that once somebody has picked them, you cannot pick them just like in the real world.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right,
Easy.
let's start with Steven, and we'll go around the table.
Okay, so do I start with like my starting driver here?
Yeah, who's your number 1 pick?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Here's the
Oh, that
list.
helps.
Okay. That helps a lot. Like we know the grid, but.
No, yeah, it's nice to have this here. What's up there? I'm going Carlos Sainz.
All right.
Carlos Sainz.
Yep.
I know
I'm
who you're
Carlos
going.
Sainz.
Oh, for number 1?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to surprise you here. All
Wow.
right. So, like, there is a gentleman on this picture that I would really like to
That
take
is your
first.
favorite driver.
He is my favorite driver. But I got to look ahead. You got to look ahead towards the future.
gotta
So,
look to the
my
future.
pick, I'm going Albon.
Wow.
Alex Albon. He's proved
you're not
himself
wrong.
in that
That's good.
Williams to be a fast driver. Unfortunately, he got kicked out of that Red Bull seat early. But I'm taking Albon. Young talent. Should be good.
All right. I'm taking Fernando Alonso. What about you?
Okay.
You guys picked my top choices, but I'm gonna go with Daniel Ricciardo. I love
All right.
him.
Well, you
Danny
get to pick
Rick.
Danny
twice.
Rick, baby.
Twice.
Yeah, 'cause we're on Luke
Ooh.
We're
Moran.
going around.
I'm gonna go Logan Sargent.
Ooh.
You know,
Young talent.
Hot
All
take.
right. Okay.
still a rookie. We
Okay.
haven't really seen him blossom yet, so
Yeah.
maybe he's.
I'm going to go Pierre Gasly.
Pierre Gasly.
I think he's upcoming talent, and also there's a lot of drivers on this list that I would never pick. So
So I went for the
that's
young
fair.
talent with some experience. I'm going to go with slightly older talent with even more experience, Valtteri
Valtteri
Bottas.
Bottas.
Yep.
Figured.
I like
That's
that
what I'm
pick.
gonna go with.
all right.
I'm going Fernando Alonso. I'm going
I got
double
Fernando
Spaniard.
Alonso.
Oh, Danzo.
Okay.
You can get Lance Stroll though.
Dude, is it
Stroll.
Stroll time?
It's still time.
my
You can
God,
also get
it's
Checo.
tough.
Checo's experienced. You got the
I don't
2
want
Haas
Checo.
guys. Esteban hasn't been picked. Esteban's pretty good.
Yeah,
choice.
you know, I'll go Lance Stroll. What the heck?
Lance Stroll.
Stroll
All right, so
time.
you have Lance Stroll and Carlos Sainz. You have Alex Albon
And, Valtteri Bottas.
I have Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, and you have Logan Sargent
and Daniel
Ricciardo. I
I
like
like
those
our
teams.
teams.
Who's
Yeah.
winning?
Probably not me, but
I actually don't know.
mine's there for good vibes.
I feel like I could win.
I want to
I
say
feel like I
think
could win,
you
too.
have
Who
the best
do you
I
chances.
have the 2-time world champion and Pierre
Oh,
Gasly.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Gasly.
think you're
Red Bull
pretty
Juniors.
I
good.
mean, I just feel like Carlos Sainz is going to be running with his hair off.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Totally
I
true.
don't know.
This
All right,
sigh.
let's get into our last segment of the day, Bahrain predictions. Now, preseason testing in Bahrain is just 6 days away after a
Man.
very, very, very long winter break. We'll finally get our first look at the 2024 cars in action. However, a lot of the teams hide everything over
Totally
testing
true.
or a lot of stuff. So we're going to skip all the way to the first race of the season, which, believe it or not, 16 days away. 16 days away.
I wish it was tomorrow.
Can't wait.
but-
What are your predictions
Close.
for Bahrain? Tristan, we're starting
Here
with
you
you.
go with me. So I think, again, kind of like what you just said, I think we're all going to be surprised by Bahrain. I think it's not going to be like a cut and dry, like, oh, Max Verstappen is going to
It's
take
not going to
it
be
away.
that guy.
It's not going to be that guy. So what I expect, well, maybe, okay, it is going to be that guy. But not at the beginning. I think Charles is going
He's
to
gonna
take
have to
pole.
work for it.
I fully believe in a
I can
Leclerc
I
pole,
can see that.
right? But, and I think he's going to break away, especially
Yeah.
with, like, I think he's going to break away at the beginning with, like, Lando. Maybe even, like, Fernando gets a good starting spot, and he'll just, like, take off.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
But the dog is gonna get him. The dog's gonna bite. He's gonna chase him down the whole race. It could be strategy again. Ferrari might mess up the strategy. Yeah, I think Max is just gonna pull through. He's gonna win. I mean, do we have to do a podium? Do I think of a podium?
No, I think Max.
it's just
we're
Max is
winner.
gonna win. Yeah.
All right, I think Riley. I think you're next. Riley's prediction.
Well, we have very similar predictions. I was saying Charles was also going to start on pole, but Max Verstappen. What we learned from like the Super Bowl this weekend is you don't bet against the Chiefs. You don't bet against Max Verstappen.
I
think he's going to win.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. All right, Steven.
Well, I have a bit of a different take here. So I do have Max in there, but I have Max and Charles in a 1-2 battle to start with.
Okay.
And then I have, I have Carlos not far behind in third. I think he's going to be battling. And then Lando Norris is going to be...
Coming behind from fourth.
Yeah, coming behind from fourth. I think he's going to capitalize, and I think he's going to get his first ever win.
Dang. That would be awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think any fan of F1 is a fan of Lando Norris.
Totally.
And someone that everybody wants him to get his first win finally. Yeah. So I like that. I'm good with that. I'm also good with Max Verstappen.
Let's go.
But, anyways, I said on our podcast, for my pick, I said I didn't think Max Verstappen was going to win the first race of the year. This was one of my big predictions.
True.
Yep.
However, I then saw this video of Red Bull testing in Silverstone. It is pouring rain.
I was going to say, under wet
conditions.
We
always see so many crashes in rain. Look at first of all, the speed of this car and the pure control coming out of this corner. I thought that Carlos Sainz, with everything that going on, could totally win this race. I mean, he said, I want to be world champion with Ferrari this year.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
But you can't beat that. How do you beat that?
The power of trash control.
Unfortunately, as much as we want to say other drivers, Lando, Charles, Carlos.
You're going against your own team.
I'm going with Max Verstappen against my own team on the podcast, but I do think that at the end of the day,
is she insane for that? No.
I think
Max Verstappen is probably
he's keeping his win streak. I mean, his win streak from last year is still alive.
Nope.
I mean, he had it, and then Carlos Sainz won a race, then he started it again. So I think he could come back and continue it.
So all three of us have Verstappen.
And he has Lando Norris.
Okay,
well, we'll see. Well, unfortunately, that is all we have for today. If you want more F1 content, check out our podcast, Lights Out Latest. And, of course, stay tuned for more 360 Sports.